Suicide Squad midnight screening!
Yeah, buddy.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited. Are you excited?
I can't wait to see, I've been like looking forward to this movie.
Yay!
So let's go watch Suicide Squad! Okay, check this out. Like we just booked our tickets just for a midnight release, but we didn't expect this.
It goes down, it goes up. It goes down, it goes up. It goes down, it goes
Seriously, what the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Nothing really matters to me.
This is Robin from Pop Spectrum here. We just saw Suicide Squad, and I'm here with Mr. J. What do you think of Suicide Squad?
Oh, darling. I thought there wasn't enough Betsy in there.
Not enough Betsy.
More.
Needs to be more Betsy. How about you, Harley?
Yeah. I agree.
What about you, Sugar?
Oh, I thought the directing was absolutely fantastic for one. The scenes, the framing was perfect. The music choice was a bit sketchy at times. Like, it feels a bit forced when you added a couple of the songs in. You. Yeah. Director right here. But all in all, the movie was spectacular to watch, and I had a blast watching it. So much action.
Just a first impression of what we thought of the movie. We'll do a full critique once we collect our thoughts and give you guys a pop rating right after this.
Strike a pose!
Alright, after we mellowed out and talked more about this movie, we feel that we have a more level-headed opinion about this movie. One thing to note first is that even though we had early access to the movie, i.e. a midnight release, it seemed that America had an even earlier release, because by the minute we got home there were like reviews and critiques everywhere all over the internet. Well, that was fast. And wouldn't you know it, there is another war between the critics and the fans, i.e. DC fans complaining that Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic are being way too harsh on DC movies. Even though it's supposed to be like a collaboration of critics. Yeah. So people just don't understand Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic. At the same time, you're not supposed to really take those critiques seriously. It's more like a guideline, because these are the same critics that thought that The Phantom Menace was good. Let that sink in. So some are saying that the movie is good, some are saying that it was really disappointing. What did we think of the movie? Well, let's start with the plot first. Spoiler warning for those who haven't seen Batman vs. Superman yet. So, when all of us questioned how could they kill off Superman in only the second movie, it turns out it was all leading to this. Suicide Squad. When the world fears of a new threat no one could control now that Superman is gone, Dr. Amanda Waller is granted permission to form a team that she can send out when anything dangerous occurs. The main problem is she is forming a team of ruthless, dangerous, and notoriously insane criminals. The team consists of Deadshot, Diablo, Killer Croc, Boomerang, Katana, Slipknot, and Harley Quinn. Together, they must undergo a dangerous rescue mission against a deadly witch, whether they want to or not. While all this is happening, the Joker arrives to do whatever he can to get his lovely Queen Harley back in his arms. Now, a lot of us were really looking forward to this movie. It looked dark and edgy and fresh and so much fun. It just looked so cool. But we will admit, as fun as some of the characters were and how neat the designs and the overall look was, the movie was a complete mess. With its weird pacing, awkward transitions, and questionable editing choices, we walked away with mixed feelings about this movie. In order to explain, let's go over the characters first. Deadshot, played by Will Smith. A really good performance, as I loved his character to pieces, but we must point out the obvious. This is Will Smith doing what Will Smith does best. His character performance as Deadshot felt like a grand combination of his characters from Hancock, I Am Legend, and Men in Black. He's a badass and great at his job, but he's still the lovable cool guy we all remember from the old days. Diablo, played by Jay Hernandez. Definitely a great character, but there was one questionable scene that sadly made him a victim of bad editing. Due to a tragic event, he surrendered to the police and swore to never use his powers again. However, when the agents displayed a video showing him using his powers against his inmates, followed by him laughing about it, it really confused us. Still, his overall performance was really good, and we all loved his final form at the end of the movie. Killer Croc, played by Adewale Akinoye Akbaji. I had to look up how to pronounce that name, and I am proud of myself. His character was sympathetic but fun at the same time. You loved his personality when he was allowed to open himself up. Still, the movie didn't really focus on him too much, which really made me sad. I like you, Killer Croc. You beautiful doll. Boomerang, played by Jay Courtney. Really did not like his character at all. I don't mind too much that he's a stereotype of Australia, since he's an Aussie who uses a boomerang to rob banks and jewelry stores, but I didn't find his character that good. Again, he may have been a victim of bad editing since there wasn't enough shots to display his personality that well. Like, he was meant to be funnier given his lines and presence, but he just wasn't appealing at all. And yeah, he's a villain and he shouldn't be appealing, but he definitely lacks some character compared to the others. Katana, played by Karen Fukuhara. This character seemed really out of place. She's a badass swords lady who knows how to take down her enemies easily, but there really wasn't enough shots to establish her character. Her entering the movie was basically, alright team, we're heading out. By the way, this is Katana. Watashi no oto ga shindeimasu. Yeah, she understands English, but she talks Japanese. Because she's Japanese. She does say one line in English, but yeah, we're led to assume that everybody on the team can understand her. I guess they can read subtitles backwards. Although I did like that bar scene where Eva Katana basically stated, yeah, screw this, I'm gonna get a drink with these guys. I am no thief. But other than that, she is a cool character that just spontaneously joined the team. Sugoi. Bad Robin. But let's not waste our time with Slipknot, performed by Adam Beach, because if the movie didn't care to give him a proper backstory like the others, then you know exactly why he's in the movie. Rick Flag, played by Joel Kinnaman, a very bland soldier that was written poorly. They really felt they didn't need to add more to his character other than the fact that he's a good guy soldier who wants to save the one he loves. That's all you need for a generic hero, I guess. Though I will admit, his bromance with Deadshot towards the end of the movie made him a more likable character. June Moon, also known as Enchantress, played by Cara Delevingne. As June, I could see her fear and devastation as a victim of possession, but once she transforms into Enchantress, wow, she's boring. I mean, her motives were clear and understandable, plus her appearance was really cool to look at, with the exception of her clean form, which was really bland and kinda stupid. In the end, however, she was a victim of really bad pacing. We barely got to know her and understand her, but the pacing shoved in all the exposition so we can get to the main point. She is mad and wants to destroy all of humanity! That's it! That's all you need to know about her. Yes, we all felt a bit bad for June, but Enchantress was overall a really disappointing villain. Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. Viola performs a one-note wonder with this character, an intelligent operator you really don't want to mess with. She wants control of the situation, and by God, she's gonna be in control no matter what. My friends and I have mixed feelings over her performance, but I think it's safe to say she's not the worst. Batman, played by Ben Affleck. Ben appeared yet again to play his favorite role and did a pretty good job despite his lack of screen time. Though there was one scene that really bothered some of my friends. In the scene where Deadshot is walking with his daughter, why didn't Batman just swoop down and knock him out? Did he think it was going to be a better fight if he had just landed right behind him? Not a smart move there, Batman, but the scene where he captured Harley was hilarious. And now for our dynamic duo. Get it? You should. Come on, Puddin', you should. Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie, and the Joker, played by Jared Leto. I will say, I did like their performances. Margot really captured the pure essence of Harley Quinn. From her crazy behavior to her sweet accent, Margot made the perfect Harley. As for Jared Leto, okay, one thing needs to be kept in mind here. There are versions of Joker that we see all over Facebook where he abuses Harley Quinn like no other. It is just cruel what he does to this girl, as it demonstrates the harsh realities of an abusive relationship. But there are versions where he actually likes her. Jared Leto's version of the Joker is the one who loves Harley. He does have to put her through some torturous methods to test her loyalties, but once she succeeds at everything he throws at her, he practically devotes himself to her and does everything he can to get his girl back. With that in mind, Jared's performance was on par and really fun to watch. But let's analyze the fact that he was just a side character. The commercials really had the Joker as the center of attention, as it felt like he was going to make the squad's life a living hell. But no, he was just a means to prove a villain's true loyalties. Given the options, anyone in that team would have just left without a second thought. Harley was given that chance, and you get to see her true intentions. The scene was short-lived, however, which brings the real question. Did the movie really need the Joker? Yes, he was a fun character, and he has a huge part in Harley's life, but the scene where Harley was given the choice to leave seemed really distracting and short, i.e. pointless, because the scene carries on towards the real point of the movie, which is the Suicide Squad stuck in a huge mess while the Enchantress is trying to destroy all of humanity. Once again, like in Batman vs. Superman, the DC Universe is trying way too hard to cram in everything. Instead of concentrating on a smooth storyline, the director falls under the DC spell that feels compelled to cram in everything. With all these well-distinct characters that each deserve their own movies, it felt like the writers really wanted to add in more than they could handle. If you take out the Joker's intervention and just kept him in flashbacks, we would have had a more focused story. Still, that doesn't really excuse the fact that this movie's editing was terrible. Too much quick exposition, not enough time to get to know all of the characters or absorb the situation. Plus, by adding in those character texts that quickly introduce you to each teammate, it shows that they were really trying to rush things to get to the point. That wasn't clear when you think about it. Here's the Suicide Squad. They can do this, this, and this. Then let's get the movie started. It's a rescue mission that turns for the worse as things don't go according to plan. Oh, hi, Joker. Puddin'. Yes, some of the effects were nice and the overall look to the movie and characters were creative, but we all know that you can't hide a faulty movie with special effects and cool makeup. Needless to say, everything in this movie just felt like a complete jumbled mess, including the music. While the score was really good and fit the narrative spot on, the soundtrack was really jumbled. Yes, we know these songs, but are you just putting them in there to add in something a bit more to the scene, or did you just put in these songs because we know them? You Don't Own Me, Gangsta, Bohemian Rhapsody, etc. Some felt appropriate for the scenes incorporated, but others felt out of place and didn't really flow well with the scene. Not like how flawless Guardians of the Galaxy was. Overall, would we recommend Suicide Squad? Kinda, but only to see some of these characters shine. While some characters were pushed to the back to make others stand out, it is awesome to see Harley Quinn for the first time on the big screen. It did seem like there was too much focus on Deadshot and Harley with a bit to share with Diablo, but their personalities do stand out and are performed really well. Still, if you do watch this movie, you're going to be in for a bit of confusion and really bad editing. With all the scores combined, Pop Spectrum gives Suicide Squad 3 pops out of 5. We respect the talent and effort put into the movie, but wow, was it messy. This has been Robin from Pop Spectrum. Thanks for watching, Puddin'. Oh yeah, the Flash was in the movie. For like a quick second. I'm sure it's just a cute cameo. I mean, it's not like they're wanting to make the Justice League or anything, right? Be sure to like, favorite, and comment on this video, as well as subscribe to Pop Spectrum. Thank you for watching!
You're